guys, it's Kelly, and I have Lynn here. I introduced you this time.
It's okay. Hello.
Hey guys, only on Mondays, and it's on Thursday.
Today is Thursday, right?
Yeah, Thursday today. Oh, it's always on Thursdays.
Every now and then, yeah, Thursday. Yeah. It's more towards the end of the week.
Thursday's like our sweet spot day, but here we are. So today we're doing another little conspiracy and shenanigan, I guess, for the one time.
For the twice, oh yeah.
For the two times.
For the two times. I'm thinking of like dinosaurs and shit.
Well, last time
everything
was dinosaurs.
ends up being a conspiracy theory or not.
I mean, everything is a conspiracy theory,
right?
I feel.
Your life is a conspiracy theory.
It is.
You think it's real? And
am I here?
Not. It's about me.
I mean, am I here? Is it just you? Is it you and your ego in this room?
And your dog.
And my dog.
Here you go.
And this gorilla finger that we have
Yes,
here.
we're smoking a big gorilla.
A big ass gorilla finger. Rest in peace, Harambe. Gotta do it for the one time. Gotta do it for the one time for Harambe.
You know, that kid who fell in the enclosure.
Did he deserve it?
I mean, he probably
should he have gotten eaten?
No, he didn't get eaten.
But should he have?
I mean, he kind of deserved getting dragged around because, like, that monkey died for your life. You feel me?
For your life.
You kind of deserve.
I feel like the mom decided to be dragged around though.
Right? She should have felt it.
Because she should have fucking been.
She been watching her little ass kid. Her kid got drugged because of that.
And the gorilla died.
Right.
And
imagine being that mom.
Was it a white kid or what kind of?
It was a black kid. I believe so.
Was it? I don't remember, but. That is so funny. It's always like the badass kids that are falling into the gorilla cages. Am I right, guys? Let us know in the comments because
it's a weird group of looking friends.
Welcome to Flatch. First of all, that sounds like a fart. Like
a name watch for a fart. Now. It's the guy in the front.
I just flatched, you know.
Fucking done.
I think it's this flatulence. I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm talking about this right now. It just reminded me of it. And then, let's not look at the TV though. Let's get back on the track of this podcast. So today, guys, from the thumbnail, Lynn, you want to tell them about what we're talking about?
Yes. Today, we're on conspiracy theories, as we mentioned in the beginning.
Woo!
And it's more around based, it's I don't know how to say that. Okay.
Like, what is this episode about?
Right, the episode is mostly about, kind of like your umbrella topic, apocalypse, most likely.
Pretty much.
And what would you consider, like, what would be your end of society or the world as you see it, etc.
What we're going through right now.
Basically. And as you can see from the thumbnail, you have the atom bomb or the fucking nuclear bomb going off in the background with, you know, your UFO.
Who probably is the one that dropped the nuke on us, because I feel like if we do get a nuke dropped on us, it's going to be from the aliens.
I think your little guy in a hazard suit might have dropped that nuclear bomb on you.
He looks like a libtard, so.
Yeah. So you also got your guy in a hazard suit, and you got some like looking zombie kind of things.
And they're running for him.
Yeah, they're running, and I feel like those are a lot of.
I feel like those are vaccine patients.
You funny?
Personally, me.
No, I'm for the background. For like most of those topics would be apocalypse worthy
Yeah.
Because you have like when people talk about the end of the world, you're gonna like think of like them dropping a bomb on us or us dying from like zombies.
It could be from like a COVID though.
Sorry. Yeah, so that's what I started to realize recently, like as I got older, I guess, like through COVID.
Yeah.
There you go. I feel like because when I used to think of apocalypse, I'm thinking like zombies, you know?
Yeah.
But now that I think about it, I'm thinking more of like our world going to like shit financially and
right, like the homeless zombies and shit like that.
Or like the homeless kind of epidemic and the drug epidemic.
Right.
That's what I see are like
our current
apocalypse. Like I feel like we're heading towards apocalypse a little bit, but like.
Well, some cities
you know,
in
like
our
after
country
apocalypse,
look like apocalypse.
You know, like the after apocalypse kind of phase where they're all
that
like.
Movie we were watching the other day. What was it? Or no.
We're watching My Girl.
No, what?
I was asleep during the Book of Eli. It was too fucked up.
You didn't watch none of the Book of Eli?
I don't remember it, dude.
Oh my
I was like
God,
in and out of it.
Y'all, the Book of Eli, I recommend. It is so good. But yeah, so like I know what you mean, like the after apocalypse, like that.
Where
that,
they're
like,
all like defending
mood.
and like in weird ass clothes or some shit, like you know, no like, internet type.
Like Kanye West's fashion show clothes.
In a way.
Yeah. For sure.
Or any other rich celebrity.
I felt that because he makes clothes for people that look They look like homeless clothes, and he sells them for like thousands of dollars, and that's what capitalism is. But
I think selling your clothes for more than $10 fucking
it's
when
fucked,
it's
right?
barely made that, you know.
Or it's made by like child slaves.
Right.
That's fucked up. That's a whole other story. That's a whole nother Monday.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so yeah, so like that's kind of our two topics we'll be talking about is like
3-4 topics.
3 or 4. Yeah. Like apocalypse. Apocalypse goes into so many different like realms.
That's what I'm feeling. That's what I was trying to get to, like trying to say is like the apocalypse is not one thing. It's like what do you feel like the apocalypse would be to you? What do you feel like that comes down to?
Yeah. And then UFOs.
Or what's your apocalypse conspiracy or theory? Or conspiracy theory?
Well, let us know in the comments for sure, guys. So, you want to get started with our little articles we have?
Sure.
So let's look at some of these. Awkward. Just kidding. Alright, guys. So the first article. Okay, good. Just making sure it did right. Pardon my Streamlabs interruption. So, this article is from the New York Times. And the title of the article is Intelligence Officials Are Set to Release a Declassified UFO Report. Okay, so this is the thing. I don't know if you know much about this, Lynn, because this has just kind of like started to come out that like basically our intelligence agencies have been knowing
about UFOs.
About UFOs.
They finally decided to release it not too long ago. Yeah.
And they've been lying to us, though. The thing is, they've been saying like UFOs are not real, and look. My theory is that obviously, aliens are real. Like, if you believe that this is a round planet and we live in space, then it's not even necessarily what Hollywood's like definition of aliens is, which I feel like most Americans think of when they think of the term aliens, quote unquote.
Big eyes, big forehead.
Yeah.
Big gray forehead.
But it's just like intelligence from another planet. It's not so weird. We are aliens to people.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like to other life forces that are out there, which I do believe exist, and I honestly feel like in a way, like I'm a Christian, so I mean, but I think that like a theory that's possible is that like Jesus Christ, God, they're all like they could be what you would think of as like an alien, and that explains like why the pyramids are the way that they are, which is a whole other conspiracy. It's like how did these like ancient people build these like massive pyramids? Well, and the way that they are, like, there's a thing called, I think it's, like, spiritual geometry, or, like, there's something that has to do with, like, the way that the world is and geometry go hand in hand. Mm-hmm. So, like, the placement of the pyramids is significant to certain things, like, on the earth, and the why the world works the way that it works. So, I don't know.
Yeah, if you ever watched the History Channel, whatever, they kind of throw like...
They explain it a little bit. I can't explain it here.
Like math kind of with the triangles and Jesus and whatnot.
Right.
And then...
And the placement of certain...
certain things,
Right. So it all goes hand in hand, so that's what makes me think. And then there was that other show. Remember did we watch the thing about the stairs in the state parks? Did I watch that with you? Mm-hmm. That girl who has a YouTube channel, her name's Stephanie Harlow, and she did this podcast about these stairs that are in these state parks that are basically like these portals to different worlds.
I think what the fuck? I think Brooke was showing me that the other day about the murder mystery ass bitch.
Not Bailey Sarian.
Okay. Then it was you then who told me that.
Yes, I told you about the stairs. I don't know if I watched the podcast with you. The podcast is really good, though, because she was going through this Reddit thread. I think we did watch it together.
I don't think so, but I think you told me about some stairs and portals.
Okay, and to me, Reddit threads can be, like, some of the most, truthful, like, things on the internet, because these are, like, people's real experiences, and a lot of shit on Reddit is actually very factual. So it was a Reddit thread about all these people and all these experiences that they've had with these stairs that are in the middle of national parks.
I think I've read that about that before. It's like just these random stairs being there and the people like... I think I read one time where they went to go into these stairs and instead of fully going through it, they only put their arm and it cut it off.
We were watching the podcast. That was on the podcast.
Was it?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay,
yes.
then, okay.
We were watching. I knew it because you were sitting at the table. I think you were like doing your little clay thing.
Wow.
But yes, you were listening to it because I remember I put it on. And I think you were only listening though. You weren't really like watching it.
Yeah, okay. I might have been listening to it.
So, but yes. So that was one of the stories that they told. So, okay. That kind of went on to like we spun off there, but like going back
where are
going back to the article, going back
to like been 10 minutes. I'm sorry.
Because it kind of all goes hand in hand though, because like these like alternate universes, I feel like these staircases might have also been put here by aliens. Like I feel like we're visited all the time by aliens. Mm-hmm. I really do. I don't think that we're the first.
What about the theory of cats being aliens? I don't believe that. No.
I don't know. That's Men in Black vibes right there. Have you ever seen Men in Black?
Yeah, but I don't think Men in Black 5 did that.
Dude, they had the cat that had the little, like, Orion's belt on its neck. You don't remember that?
No.
The cat
Men in
was
Black is like, I watched it when I was really young.
Probably. But yeah, Men in Black's another good movie. I feel like that's like another documentary type movie that they try to make it seem like, oh, we're just making this, like, fun Hollywood movie. But it's, like, in actuality.
Yeah, I don't think cats are, though, for some reason. Like,
I think cats are just satanic.
I feel like cats are one of the animals that are more spiritually connected.
To what? Satan?
Like they can see more than dogs maybe? Or like, I don't know, cats are like, give me weird kind of like, trippy kind of vibes. They give me witchy vibes, that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
And dogs give me like the...
lovable.
Hero kind of vibe, yeah.
They're heroes.
Yeah, white angel kind of vibe.
White knight, toxic masculine.
Yeah, toxic masculinity kind of vibe.
Oh my gosh, I'm dead.
Cats don't give a fuck about your life. And I love that.
I love that for them. So, it all kind of relates back though, so to aliens. And
cats
I feel
and aliens. Mm-hmm.
Cats are aliens. Are they aliens? Let us know in the comments, y'all. But going back to the New York Times article.
I'm sorry. If you look at some of these fucking animals, those gotta be aliens, not
like
cats.
What? Like what?
I was thinking like a sloth.
A sloth is not an alien, my dude. I love sloths. They have such human vibes, though. I love that for them.
Like roaches and shit.
Roaches are aliens, for sure.
I guess they're insects and all that. Like, everything's alien in the eyes of people who don't
think, like sharks are aliens?
Oh, you got
what
that?
About the Atlantis Theory?
That was more like...
I like Atlantis.
It came out of my mouth and I'm like I'm getting like border kind of vibes.
I feel like sharks are...
aliens?
Or aliens.
Dolphins could be aliens.
Dolphins too, yeah. Because there's the whole like Atlantis thing. We'll have to get into that one too.
Mermaids?
Love Atlantis, yeah.
What are mermaids though?
Are mermaids real?
Are mermaids... Wait, no, we're going off. Okay, no, different topics. Hold up.
Different day. We'll come back to this.
Your mom's an alien. Right?
Your face is an alien. But let's go back to Julian E. Barnes, okay? This guy right here has something to say about aliens. And you're going to hear it, Leonard.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so top intelligence officials are expected to release a much-anticipated report Friday on aerial phenomena witnessed by Navy pilots in recent years. A document that is likely to do little to settle a growing debate over whether it is possible that alien spacecraft have visited Earth.
Can you stop real quick?
No. Yes.
Hold up. Okay, so witnessed by Navy people. Okay, like just witnessed by people in like general.
Right.
And people having access to the internet no longer can hide it. I feel like that's what society's problem is with the government today. Is as much as they try to hide shit, they're no longer like closed off. Like we have too many.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're always watching each other's asses and shit. That's the thing about the internet. Well, the internet's evil.
It has brought a lot of shit to light. The internet has, which I give credit and I'm thankful for because it has brought a lot of corruption. It's brought a lot of like
gave us access
to other people's ideas without like So basically, the government has been hiding this shit for like years. So like the reason for this this report that was going to come out was that because these Navy pilots have been seeing these UFOs for years, for decades, really. And so they've been keeping a log of, like, all the times, but they haven't been releasing it to the public. So, like, all these, you know, like, you hear of, like, all these people that live in the desert or live, like, in the, you know, like, in the country where, like, they've reported seeing UFOs, but those people are kind of, like, written off as, like, crazy by the media or whatever,
okay,
you know?
When you get these people who are, like, part of the government being like, hey,
we've seen this, yeah. So it makes it a little bit more credible. But to me, the people that the news have been calling crazy, those are the people that I think are credible now, because the news is so fucking fake that it's like...
Yeah, no, I feel like the news is very, very fake. And
I believe the opposite of the news.
Yeah, when I was younger, I read this thing about, like, being spiritually woke, I guess.
Yeah.
And you know, your whole third eye, blah, blah. And they tell you that the news is just a complete scam. It's completely fake.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I didn't believe that. I was like, okay, hold up. I've never really watched the news, but the news is supposed to tell you about what's going on in your life.
Right.
And that's not the truth. The news is going to tell you what they feel like is right, with whoever side they want to be on, and whoever side pays the most money. I feel like that's how it gets, what it's down to. And they're going to make those sides look better. And you learn that you have certain news stations who are on certain people's side, and others who are on other people's side. Like, it's weird.
It is weird. It's all about money. It's like we still have to do... Our next podcast, I think, is going to be the government controlling our life. Or
I think that was supposed to be mixed with this, but would our topics kind of fit better? So.
Well, and this kind of fits in with it, too, though. I mean, I don't want to, like, get off on, like, a whole other subject. A whole other subject. But, you know,
all the subjects.
The government's lie.
The government's lie to you, yes.
Y'all, like, that's the common thread in this podcast, is the government is fucking lying to us. And, like, it doesn't matter what side of the... Because, like, that's what I think is kind of cool about our podcast, because you and I are kind of on a little bit opposite sides of the political spectrum, but we can come together because we both realize that, hey, the government's fucking lying to us.
Yeah, the government's fucking you in the ass, honestly.
Right. They're the ones who are
and if we go missing, it's probably going to be on a Monday.
Maybe on a Tuesday or Thursday, but only on Monday is when we'll actually go missing.
Right.
You never know.
We're gonna go missing on Monday and be like, oh no, that shit happened on a Tuesday. Yeah. Don't let them corrupt you with their channel.
Don't let them feed you their lies, guys.
But we will feed you the truth and a lie, maybe. You never know.
I don't lie.
I don't lie either, but it's, you know.
Not to you guys.
We'll feed you what we believe.
We're gonna feed you some
some of our bullshit.
Yeah, some truth cake.
Believe us, and sometimes your government, maybe not.
I mean, to me, this is a more credible form of media, is like a podcast. That's all I fucking watch now, because it's like people giving their opinions, and you can form them for yourself. Like, you don't have to, like, listen to everybody, and everybody, like, has a different opinion.
Right, you can listen to these people and be like, hey, I kind of agree with you, but not really.
Right.
I agree with some of what you're saying, but this other guy, too, I agree with what he's saying.
I agree with his part, too. Right. So, continuing on with this article, New York Times.
The Navy boys seeing aliens.
Who now?
Navy boys?
Navy boys?
Seeing your aliens?
Yeah, they be witnessing the fuck out of that shit. So, the report will make clear that there is no affirmative evidence that the unexplained phenomena are space aliens. It will make clear that there's no affirmative evidence. Okay. The government telling us that, no, this is not true, even though these people have been seeing this. So they continue, but for some of the reported sightings examined over the past 2 decades, the military and intelligence community have no explanation. As long as the government cannot offer a strong public explanation, alternate theories of what the pilots saw and what video recordings of their flights show are likely to persist.
Okay, so what do you think? Do you believe the government knows aliens are here or not? Yeah?
Yep, and they're lying about it.
Okay, so... Do you feel like, okay, because there's that theory that they know they're here, but do you think they have contact with them or know what to do with them, if that makes sense?
I think there's been contact, and I think that, not necessarily that we're working with aliens, but I think that, like...
We'd have contact with them once in a while, and it's not necessarily like we understand them, but it's something we decide to keep secret because we made it out to them being scary.
That, honest to God, blows my mind, because I'm just now wrapping my mind around, like, global politics and, like, the fucked upness that is global politics, let alone, like, interstellar politics.
Because think about just America. America could have contact America. America could have contact with your aliens, but what is Russia doing?
But what
are
they
doing?
Exactly.
Like, we could be doing one thing with the aliens, and then the Russians who found a fucking alien could be doing a whole nother thing.
My whole head hurts.
And then you have those theories about how aliens look. So it might not just be one kind of species visiting us. It could be
the Russians are aliens.
I've seen those, those YouTube videos where they're like, they put you the whole thumbnail with the Bermuda
Triangle.
Yeah, and then your Illuminati triangle, and then like reptile eyes on Justin Bieber.
Bruh.
Fucking done.
That sounds like a whole nother podcast.
Right. But Justin Bieber is an alien, y'all. That's what it comes down to.
I mean, he's Canadian, so I think Trudeau's an alien. Y'all, Trudeau getting wrecked at the...
No. Anybody who lives too long is an alien.
Trudeau getting wrecked by the EU.
Like...
Can I just say that? I just want to play that video at the end.
Yeah,
because I love it so much.
But
that has nothing to do with this.
Sure. But Queen Elizabeth...
She's definitely a lizard.
She is.
What about the lizard people? Do you think that's real?
That's what I'm saying. Visited by a different kind of species of aliens.
And like, how do so one day, like, Hillary Clinton will show up looking this way, and then literally the next day she looks like a different person, like clones. Like, I feel like clones are real.
Or maybe more like.
Do you think clones are real? I need to know this.
I don't believe.
You don't think so? They've already cloned goats and other shit successfully.
I was about to say they've raised shit through just like
clones.
Like
you don't think they've done that to people yet? Do.
I feel like there might be a possibility. It's fucking creepy to me to get into.
The Nancy Pelosi.
Oh my god.
That bitch is a clone too.
Have you ever seen? There's a show that was called Orphan Black. I've never seen it, but it's supposed to be like based off clones and like a female who's a clone or whatever. I don't know. And it's like a shitload of them. And the government has control of them.
I think it's real. I could look at pictures of like.
There you go.
I don't want to waste y'all's time.
We're going on the government instead of politics.
I know.
Politics.
Aliens.
No, not
no, because these are aliens. These people, these clones. I feel like that could be honestly a thing, because when they go and all these world leaders meet, it's like, what are y'all meeting about?
Do you feel like clones could be aliens, or clones are just clones?
I feel like clones could
clone
be
is a
some
copy
alien shit. That's why they're trying to do this whole transhumanism thing. They're trying to make us more robotic. They're trying to make us to be have chips in us. It all has to do.
You know, when I went to therapy, right? When I went to therapy, there was this chip they wanted to put in you. It's like this. It's this whole thing. I can't even explain
it to you.
Do not get a chip. No, of course, because
do not get a chip.
It's this whole other thing.
That's the mark of the beast.
Mm-hmm.
I truly believe that. It's terrible if you do that. Whatchamacallit? No, but a lot of people say that that's our government. Okay, so definitely after World War II, we stole basically Nazi scientists who were doing crazy, wild shit, and we brought them over to America, gave them reprieve if they worked with. The head of NASA was an ex-Nazi.
You know what's another theory I've heard of?
That's not a theory. That's not even a conspiracy. That's real.
No, another conspiracy theory, I guess you would say, because all these things the government's gonna fucking deny. And I've watched or heard this shit before where the government is working with people who have gone to prison or shit like that people no longer give a fuck about.
Yeah.
And doing shit to them.
Experimenting.
Bad shit.
Right.
And I believe that because if you go to shit they've talked about back in the day, there's people who literally have people in cages and under the fucking schools.
At Guantanamo, they were. Yeah.
Yeah, under prisons, not under prison, but these places where they can hurt people. Yeah. I mean, for crying, they had conversion camps for gay people. And they have mental hospitals to try to fix your head and shit like that.
Well, mental hospitals in a way I feel need to be brought back because
slightly, but
they shouldn't be a lot of the homeless people.
But it's a lot of the things you're doing.
It's
a lot of things you're doing in the mental hospitals. You're fucking with people's brains.
Yeah, that's fucked up. I mean, that's not even logical. That's not even
it's trippy. That's what I'm saying.
Ethical.
The government does things to people in so many ways. What do you think they're? I'm pretty sure they're experimenting on people. Right.
Yeah.
I think the government is a religious thing in a way, or it was at first, because religion was written into the government.
Yeah, like religion is not bad. It's what people exploit of certain things that are supposed to be good. That's what I'm saying. Same thing with the medical.
The government itself was exploited. I feel like, because I don't think it was meant to be what it was.
Yeah. No, it's not. It's not what our forefathers designed, and it's like all of our institutions have been just rotted from the inside out, and we let it happen by not taking care to make sure that these things stayed good. Yeah. You know, stayed ethical. I mean, like medical professionals should be ethical. They're like some of the least people that I trust right now in society because of what happened with COVID and all the bullshit that was spewed.
Well, I've never really trusted medical professionals. I used to.
My mom's a nurse. Like,
right, but that's just people individually. Like, because I know somebody in the family that also works in the medical field, and she would not get the vaccine too.
Yeah.
And it's because, you know, I don't feel like regular people and just medical professionals, unless they're up high up there, necessarily know how to handle certain things. Like, you know all you can know, but the government, then again, is hiding things from you. And they might have released this virus that us average people might not know what to deal with. But then you got the higher people who do. You feel me? And they're not gonna they're not gonna tell you how to deal with it. But the whole thing with cancer too.
Cancer is a motherfucker, dude.
Right. There's this whole theory about being able to solve cancer, and you're not solving it. And people who do get close to solving it can't. Like, they end up dying or some shit.
Well, there's one documentary I watched the other day that literally blackpilled the fuck out of me to the point where I was, like, angry. And it was all about this man who has, like, pretty much has, like, a really, like, a much better cure, like, but the government steps in and regulates it and won't let people do it. Like, so there's supposed to be, like, this, like, right to try bill that if you're dying, if you got, a fatal condition, that you're supposed to be able to, like, take any kind of medication, even if it might harm you, that you want to try.
Yeah.
Because it might work, you know, whatever. So, like, they end up regulating these things and saying, no, these don't work, or they don't fit the criteria of, like, the FDA standards.
Blah, blah, blah.
And we already know about the FDA. We did a podcast about them as well. So, yeah, it's all fucked up, dude. Like, it really is. And so,
I don't believe the FDA knows what they're doing either, because
they are corrupt.
Right, they're very corrupt, because this is the thing about big, I guess, how do you say, groups. They want to do good things, and their intention might be good, but then you get people who come in, and it's all about money.
Yeah.
And they're going to do anything for money. So, like we were talking about in the other podcast, your FDA is going to tell you this is okay to eat, but in reality, it's not.
It's not.
And they can tell you it's okay in the front, and if you don't go into the back and read it, you know, they're going to have something that contains something else.
Right.
Or they're going to had something that's labeled as one name.
It's just the FDA. I don't think there's one institution of ours that I can think of that is not corrupted and, like, rotted in like a terrible way.
Right. I feel like the root to evil is money. I feel like that's where it comes.
Like, I still think the American people are good. I still love the fucking America. Like, I'm still very patriotic when it comes to America. It's our government and our institutions that have no correlation to the founding fathers and what this country was built on. So that's why I don't really like.
Right. I feel like, you know, money is what is it's really throwing us through a loop. I think, you know what I think it is?
It's bad people. It's not even money. It's
right.
You cannot blame money for people's.
I blame money because it all comes out because it's just greed.
Because some people use money for good, though. You cannot blame money. You have to blame the people.
But what is the reason of us needing this money? Because I feel like it comes down to greed and all of that. Like, but mostly money, because we get these people in society who become so rich and they hoard all this money.
But some people use it for good and they earn that money. Like, I don't know. I'm a capitalist. Like, I feel like
right, but it's not balanced. The way
it doesn't
money
need to be balanced. Why does it need to be balanced?
Because
you think everyone should have the same amount of money?
No, but I think it should be. I feel like having too much money is greedy, because
yeah, I can see that, but
I don't know how to explain it.
Like, so you don't think Elon Musk should have the wealth that he has? Because I feel like he's a good person.
I've never really tried to, how do you say, see if he was a good person. I did research on Elon Musk or Bill Gates or anything like that.
Bill Gates is not. I can tell you.
But I feel like people who, if you're not doing, I feel like doing good with money is bad too, because there's no reason you should have to do good with money. Like, there's no reason we should be donating to people who are hungry, who don't have the money that you're giving them. That's where I feel like it comes down to. I don't feel like.
But there's always going to be an imbalance in society, and people don't work.
That's what I'm saying. I don't feel like we all should be working for money or towards like to gain more or less than what the other person has. Because that's why I'm sorry. My reality would be a utopia. Like, well, yeah, we're watching like the whole like.
I think that's what anyone would want, but it's just unachievable.
Yeah, society is now. I feel like we can go to something like that, but everybody wants a new fucking pair of shoes. We all need new socks, new underwears, new shit like that every now and then, and it's so much that we feel like we need and we don't. And we're producing so much shit that we don't need, that we do need to pay for eventually. Then we gotta pay for the cost of living and food and water and everything else. And everything goes up. Even the cost of gas. So it's like it all around. I feel like it all kind of revolves around money. You need money to get more money to live, and we don't need to live like the way we're living. Like, living should be free. We should pay for that.
That's like communism, though. Like, I'm not. What you're describing is really like socialism and communism.
Yeah,
honestly.
Basically, like.
And
yeah.
I don't believe in that at all. I think that's like. It's designed to be like utopian in nature, the way that it's described, but it's in fact not. I mean, it's just, because you're giving the government more control, because if everyone was supposed to be equal and like shares were doled out, somebody's going to be in charge of that.
Wait, yeah. So then you have, you know the movie I showed you, The Giver, right?
Yeah.
So you have where they take control of your life. And in the movie The Giver,
right,
they basically erase all your memories of. So the movie is like, I guess
think that's good?
No, so they erase all your memories and your emotions, and they force you to take pills that block your sense of emotion. You can't see color in their border little land of their little happy town, and they pick your jobs and whatnot. And I don't believe that's good.
No.
What I feel like is good is being able to do what you want freely, to choose your own well-being, like how you want to live.
That's America.
They can provide you, right, they can provide you with your house and your farm and your little home, but it gets too much when you go from trading with people and you know, and paying for shit. You can pay for shit that doesn't involve money, because money, I feel like, involves greed.
Okay, I understand what you're saying, but now get this. Okay, if you wanted to do that in America, that's fine and it sounds great, but look at the situation we have right now on our border. If we became this like utopia and it worked out for like the good, eventually our country would get flooded with people from like third world, because you have to think we're on a planet, so it would have to be a globalist thing, which would never happen because of how poor Africa is and how rich the West is.
Right, nobody ever wants to do that. I feel like that's why I feel like we're kind of overpopulated for that idea.
No, Lenny.
For that idea.
What the hell?
Right.
This is going to be our biggest fucking podcast.
Right.
Like, scream it. Oh my gosh. What?
I feel like we're way overpopulated, bro. Like, we're all living on top of each other. And sure, we can go living into the fucking sky if you want to.
No, we're not going into the sky. Look at how much land we have in America alone. There's still... The reason overpopulated, go to India, bitch. There's 1 billion people in one country. That's smaller than China. They are overpopulated, but... If, like, that's the thing.
When I say we, I'm thinking all of us, not just Americans.
When we talk about overpopulation, though, you're almost getting into the realm of, like, what are we going to do with these people then? If we're overpopulated. And it's wrong to say, like, stop having babies, because that's what I believe
with overpopulation. I mean, stop having your babies.
Oh, no.
That's how I feel. As a person or as just a living thing, I want to have enough space where the person is not living under me, and where your shitload of cars aren't sitting outside. You feel me? And they, like, they're about to start building next to your apartments. Like, I don't see, like, bro, there's land right there. Leave that land alone. Let animals or something move into it.
But there's so much space in the country. That's why, like, you have to get you a little patch of land in the country. This is where I'm like...
Yeah, that's where I just had to get out because, like... For me, the city, I love the city, y'all. I love doing shit around here, but living like this is kind of depressing. Depressing. Yeah, it's depressing and smashing or whatever that mashup was.
No,
it's depressing and compressing.
Especially with the zombies and...
We need to get on topic. We were on aliens and
But that was a good conversation, though. Okay, so should we finish this little article?
No.
Let's see. No? Wow.
Did y'all finish reading that? Scroll to let them read the rest, but I'm good on that. Unless you want to read it.
I want to read it to them.
Okay.
But I'm trying to see if there's like a video or something. Okay. So let me just read the last little bit here. Okay, so the report will rule out... Yes, thank you. Mm-hmm. The report will rule... God damn.
Will
rule out that the Navy pilot sightings were not a glimpse of a classified U.S. program. What? While not everyone is likely to believe the assertions, secrecy experts... What the fuck is a secrecy expert? Okay. Secrecy experts say that the more categorical the report is, the more believable it will be. Well, I already believe it. I haven't just seen it. Okay.
It makes sense. I feel like that is kind of not America, but people in general with the internet.
Yeah.
One person says something, and then more people go along with it.
So get this. It says that
form your own opinion, guys. Sorry.
Yes, think for yourselves, please, while it's still legal. Okay, that experts have said leaves three other categories of explanation. A secret technology developed by an adversarial power like Russia and China, an extraterrestrial technology, or more ordinary explanation of a natural phenomenon or optical illusion. Okay, so we'll stop right there with that. And so, what do you think? Is the government hiding from us? What's going on?
I feel like the government could be hiding for two reasons. Mm-hmm. One, because they're always hiding bullshit.
Right.
And two, because they truly don't know what to do with it, and they're just like, they're scared too, so they're like, okay, we're not gonna scare the other people out.
I don't think they're that thoughtful.
Yeah, because
fuck about us.
I feel like if there are, and there are, other intelligent life forms out there, they're gonna be smarter than us, and I feel like they're gonna be more powerful than us. So,
but we could also have devices that like that they have developed that have visited other planets that they have not told us about too.
True that. Or they could have took devices from aliens they took captured, because that's a theory too.
That is a theory. That's what I was gonna say. That like that is one of the reasons why up until like the 1950s, we were like pretty much living like frontier people in this country. Like everyone was. But then there was just like this boom of like technology exploded. Like we had the TV got, you know what I'm saying? So like you have to think like for as long as humans were living.
What do you feel like energy is? Wi-Fi, all of that?
I have no idea.
Because there is also like that whole kind of like energy been
natural gas that we drill?
Yeah.
From the earth, that's what is quote unquote energy. How they make that into energy that turns these lights on and turns this computer on, I have no idea. That I have no idea, but I do know that like the energy that we get is the natural gas, and that's why it's a good thing to like drill. And like it might not be like the best for the environment, but really the thing that's not good for the environment is the way that you process it.
How do you feel like solar energy is good? Do you feel like that is?
It's not great. I mean, it's not bad. I think that we should use all forms, but solar energy it's not as good as just regular.
Yeah, no, like I feel like we can use like air, solar,
and natural gas.
Yeah, like anything we can use naturally from the earth. It doesn't harm the earth though, because we let out all these gases and shit, and it's it's fucking up our shit.
It's really other countries that are dirtying the atmosphere with like the way that they process.
I believe we're very dirty too.
We honestly are a lot better than you think. And
I believe so, because people don't have the luxury to live like us though.
We have regulations and shit.
Yeah.
And that's good, and that should be maintained. We should not put ourselves on a lower rung
because everybody else is.
Right.
Like, no.
That's why we're privileged. We really are privileged. And if you're an American right now, listening to this, you are privileged.
You are very privileged. I don't care what color
you are, you know?
And you should feel... oh my god.
You should feel lucky, honestly. Yeah. I do. I mean, I feel lucky because imagine being born in, like, Brazil. Or, like, being born... I mean, Brazil's actually, like, they're kind of, like, turning around a little bit. But still, like, I'm talking about, like, Africa or, like, fucking India even. Or China.
And we're not bashing if you were born there or nothing. But we're just saying... No. Being an American was a privilege in a way.
It is a privilege. Yeah. And honestly, like, yeah, if you are from any of those countries, like, that's amazing that you're able to, like, come here and stuff, but it's like, yeah, even I feel like those people would say that
Americans are privileged.
They'd rather live here than their countries, you know? I mean, like, their country might be rich with culture or whatever the case may be, you know, might be like...
America's not the shit because America's got a lot of work to do.
We've got a lot of work to do, but we also are the shit, in my opinion. But...
I feel like Americans are too cocky.
Okay, so...
Well, we're Americans. Like,
so what if...
I am proud to be an American slightly, but not really because we've done a lot of bullshit.
But not really, she says.
Yeah,
but listen, this is also the greatest country to ever exist.
I'm gonna wave the flag, but like,
I will argue down about that.
If I have to. Huh?
Listen, I will argue down about that.
What? Oh, the greatest country to exist?
The greatest country.
I feel like we are. But...
what if a nuclear bomb hit a U.S. city? What would you guys do? Is that the apocalypse?
No, I'm going out. Like, if we knew it was going down, like, you know how they show in the movies, they're like 3, 2, 1 type shit.
Yeah.
I'm sparking fat ass blunts.
Fat ass.
On my mama, like.
But what if you didn't have one rolled? What would you do? Would you get a bong out? Would you like? Oh, that's like my worst fear. What if I had one rolled?
I don't fucking know. Like, no, because like. They have to at least give you like 20, 10 minutes or some shit.
No, it's not
It'd be fucked up if they give you a few minutes. Oh, I'm rolling that blunt in a few minutes. Okay. You feel me? That's why you gotta always stay with weed. Like,
it's so scary. I cannot imagine. Like, if you had asked me before this whole like Russia-Ukraine shit had gone down, whether or not I ever thought that the U.S. would be nuked, I would have been like, no.
I would have. Because because we got threatened like to nuke each other in the past.
Yeah, but we put our nuts on the table. We are America.
We always do, and then that's the problem. Like we're always like we're big boys and
we're big boys.
Yeah, that's the problem.
We're becoming littler with Joe Biden's little.
I think they're gonna get tired of us. Honestly,
they already are tired of us. Yeah. With that motherfucker in the office, they're like, "Fuck you, bitch."
But honestly, America's done so much shit that's kind of like.
What have we done though?
We've taken over, like, not taken, but put ourselves in the middle of other countries. A lot of us.
We have done that, yes. Yeah, that's wrong.
And that's our problem.
Okay.
And it's kind of messy if you think about it. Like,
I thought you were going to use the whole colonizer thing. I'm like, no,
we didn't go
earn this land.
No, yeah, we came and got this land and whatever, and the way we got it was not right.
I mean, that's how you win land, my dude.
Not necessarily.
Yes,
you could have been smarter.
I mean,
you could have came on this land and said, "Hey,
smarter.
No, because
we did work with them,
but we came and brought diseases and been assholes and shit like
but
that.
But they had their own diseases. Listen,
they did. That's the problem. America came over and they were kind of stupid.
She got with John Smith, so
wait, because you're not gonna tell me men are not nasty.
I mean, yes, they are nasty, but
you're not. Pocahontas did not get with John Smith. John Smith went and stuck his stingy. I don't know if he did raping, but he could have did some, white man moves, like take over America, take over the Indians. I don't know.
I don't know either. That's besides the point.
All I'm saying is I'm not on John Smith's side. I can never be on that side.
So I can't be on his side either. But I know Pocahontas better. I feel like from that Disney movie I saw. But
I'm fucking done. I never seen it really.
What the hell?
Oh my god, they're gonna bash me. Maybe who gives a fuck?
God.
Okay, so
they're gonna roast you. Just kidding.
So the 5 followers, which is like one of them are me.
We love you guys.
Right.
It's alright.
I love me.
I love me too.
What was I saying? I feel like we came to this land and didn't really take over fairly.
We did. Okay, we did do that. Right. We took it over fairly.
Not necessarily.
Yes,
no.
we did.
That's our disagreement.
Okay.
All right.
But what about nuclear war though? Because yes, we took over this land fair and square.
No,
we disagree on that.
I'm done.
We disagree on that. But at the end of the day, what we did do that was fucked up was go get involved in other people's wars.
Yeah.
That's what I don't like. And I feel like we've kind of, like, we should have chilled after World War II. And because we kind of, like, got lucky there. No lie. Like, yes, we, quote-unquote, won. And there was a quote-unquote...
Was that against the Japanese?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. We got lucky.
We got lucky, you know. So we should have just, like, chilled
I
out.
feel like...
But we did not chill out.
We do a lot of shit where we put our nose in things. Yeah. And we do the most. And... Right. America feels like they're all great and bad, and we are kind of good. We're slimy a little bit, and that's.
But every country is.
Every
Look
country
at Trudeau
is.
getting
every
fucking wrecked. I'm sorry, I keep going back to that, but it was an amazing moment, and he basically got called a dictator, and so we still have to be thankful for what America is, while it still is what it is.
I'm thankful, and I'm gonna do for my country. It's sometimes. Because I live here, and I guess, you know, we gotta all turn around as our people, or. Just, so, you know, people in general, even people in different countries, do better. We gotta do better as Americans. Like,
let's all do better. I feel like everyone on Earth could do a little better.
Of course.
You know?
Yeah, like, stop fucking littering.
Stop being dicks.
Right.
To each other. And to yourselves. Mm-hmm. Love yourself.
Here, you want this?
I do want that.
I'm done with this.
So, if you could nuke one U.S. city, which one would you do?
U.S.? Oh, yes. Oops, sorry, y'all, if that was loud. Florida is something.
What the hell are you having against Florida?
I was playing. I'm joking. I'm thinking more like Alabama or something.
And I love how I said a U.S. city and giving me a fucking...
I'm sorry. I'm so fucking stupid.
And not a southern state.
I'm an American. Huh?
Not a southern state.
Okay, hold up. Let me think again.
You are. I'm gonna
I don't really know shit about states. Like, I don't...
What about cities?
I've never really been there. Like...
Los Angeles?
I feel like those are basic. Like, I feel like I have to been to somewhere to know about them. You know, to have, like, truly experience what it's like in that state. I mean, you get the rap of what they are, but, like...
I watch videos of downtowns. I feel like I would nuke Washington State, more specifically Seattle and Portland.
Pennsylvania is pretty shitty, though. Philadelphia.
Philadelphia, yeah. But just...
I don't feel like you should nuke those people, though.
No, I don't want to nuke them. I'm just saying... I was just saying...
Oh, if it was to happen?
What would happen if it was to happen?
Far the way... The furthest from Texas, the most. You know, I'm not trying to die, y'all. That's how it is. Y'all gonna say the same shit if y'all live in, like, fucking... The furthest from Texas, you know?
There was, like, okay...
As long as a nuke don't hit me. You know, hit the top, you know? But then again, we live in Texas, so...
Yes. Okay, so this video... I mean, this video... This article is from ScienceAlert.com. How far away would you need to be to survive a nuclear blast? Okay. So how long is this little vid? Here. Oh, it's 5 minutes.
70 years ago, the nuclear bombs dropped over Hiroshima and Nagasaki exploded and to this day remain the only use of nuclear weapons for warfare. But with around 15,000 warheads remaining in the world, what happens if we have a nuclear war? The impact of a single nuclear bomb depends on many factors like the weather, weapon design, geographical layout of where the bomb hits, and if it explodes in the air or on the ground. Approximately 35% of the energy comes in the form of thermal radiation or heat. Since thermal radiation travels at approximately the speed of light, the flash of light and the heat comes several seconds before the blast wave, and this causes flash blindness to...
Another, like, kind of thing that blends in could be, like, your nuclear kind of apocalypse / turning into zombies due to the disease and whatnot, which also relates to the hazard ban.
It was so funny because the White House put out this, like, press release saying, like, if there's a nuclear war, in the instance of a nuclear war, make sure you have a mask and to social distance. They literally said that.
That's fucking stupid.
Like, like, how dumb, because that would be the ultimate thing. Like, imagine if we had a nuclear war.
Like, air kind of...
I mean, maybe, filters, but that to, like, block radiation, but they were talking about for COVID. They were talking about, like, for COVID, like, social distance and all this shit. And so, imagine having, like, a nuclear war during a quote-unquote pandemic, you know? Like, how crazy that would be, because I feel like there would really be zombies then.
Yeah, no, for real. I'm going into, like, a gated area.
I'm taking my guns, and I am fucking posting up somewhere and just
popping people, that's you.
Not killing people. No, I don't want to be like...
Not popping people like the zombies and shit. Like.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to protect my... I would hopefully have some, like, land, like, post up, like, on, like, a patch of land. That's my, like, you know, ideal situation.
My ideal situation is, like, tall metal kind of fences. Like, in a way, you know.
Keep them motherfuckers out.
Uh-huh. And, like, also bunker idea.
Anyone looking, a temporary blindness of a few minutes. With a 1 megaton bomb, which is 80 times larger than the Hiroshima bomb, but much smaller than many modern nuclear weapons, those 21 kilometers away would experience flash blindness on a clear day, and even up to 85 kilometers away on a clear night. Thermal radiation burns happen closer to the bomb, with first-degree burns occurring around 11 kilometers, second-degree burns at 10 kilometers, and third-degree burns destroying skin tissue at 8 kilometers. Third-degree burns that cover over 24% of the body will likely be fatal without quick medical care. These distances are variable depending on the weather and what clothing you're wearing. White clothing, for example, can reflect some of the energy, while darker clothes absorb it. At its center, the Hiroshima explosion was estimated to be 300,000 degrees Celsius, which is over 300 times hotter than the temperature bodies are cremated at. This intense heat reduces a body to its basic elements. The radiation from the blast also behaves like sunlight, so objects cast shadows where the radiation doesn't directly hit. But most of the energy released in a nuclear explosion is in the blast, which drives air away from the site of the explosion, creating a sudden change in air pressure that can crush objects or knock them down. If we use a 1 megaton bomb as an example again, within a 6-kilometer radius, there would be an estimated 180 tons of force on the wall of every 2-story building, with wind speeds of 255 kilometers an hour. Within a 1-kilometer radius, the peak pressure is 4 times greater, and wind speeds reach 756 kilometers an hour. The human body can endure this amount of pressure, however, the winds would create fatal collisions with nearby objects, so deaths would largely be from collapsed buildings. All this at 1 megaton. Compare that with the largest nuclear bomb.
How? Do you believe that? 180 tons of pressure? Our bodies can withstand that?
I think it has to be like how fucking close.
That's nuts.
And maybe it's because it hits other walls, like and shit, like that's collision with the air.
But you would exactly so like.
But they're also saying you're gonna get hit with other shit. So.
Right. So you really can't withstand it.
Yeah. Yes, but no. Yeah.
That's weird.
Ever detonated, the 50 megaton Tsar Bomba dropped on an isolated island in Russia, and you're looking at 3,333 Hiroshima bombs combined. If you happen to survive all this, now you have to worry about radiation. Now, not all radiation is harmful. We're exposed to different forms of radiation every day, like our phones, but ionizing radiation at the center of a nuclear bomb has enough energy to rip electrons from atoms. But the amount of radiation you encounter is greatly affected by whether you're outside or inside, in a wooden structure or a cement structure, and so on. Exposure to 600 REM radiation has a 90% chance of creating fatal illness, while a dose of 450 REM is estimated to create a fatal dose within half of those affected. But even those who recover still suffer long term. Molecular bonds and strands of DNA are broken, and while most repair, around a quarter don't, which can result in future genetic mutations and increased probability of cancer. Then there is the fallout. When a bomb is detonated on or near the surface of the Earth, the blast creates a crater, and the material that used to be deposited in the crater is carried up into the air as vaporized dirt particles, forming the familiar mushroom cloud. These particles become radioactive and eventually condense and come back down as fallout. Depending on wind conditions, radioactive fallout can travel for hundreds of miles. And though it can fall in the form of black rain, for the most part you can't detect fallout with your senses. Luckily, fallout radiation decays fairly quickly, and within 2 weeks, material will have declined to about 1% of its initial radiation level. But you would have to stay in a shelter until then. So what if a multi-bomb nuclear war broke out? A recent study imagined what 100 detonated warheads, the approximate size of a Hiroshima bomb, would look like if India and Pakistan went to war. These two nations have relatively small stockpiles of weapons compared to countries like the US, Russia, and China. However, this would still do huge damage. After the nuclear exchange, 5 megatons of black carbon would immediately enter the atmosphere, causing global temperatures to fall and receive 9% less rain annually. Though these changes sound small, they could be enough to trigger crop failures and famine. A separate study estimated 2 billion people would starve in the wake of a 100 A-bomb war. So what should you do? We created a video called How to Survive a Nuclear War that looks into strategies for safety in the event of a nuclear bomb near you, which you can click on here to check out. Don't forget to subscribe for more weekly science videos every Thursday, and
what in the hell, y'all? Oh my god. I cannot imagine going through that. I mean, this is why it's always obviously good idea to stockpile food, have plenty of like guns, ammo, just get ready, guys. Like just always be ready so you don't have to get ready, actually, be prepared in advance. But yeah, I mean, I never thought that there would be chance of like nuclear war before this whole like Russia Ukraine thing, but I just think that like I don't know, the way that these people are playing with our lives, it's really crazy to me because I feel like, they're teeter-tottering on like the brink of like what could be war with some form of a nuclear bomb used on one of these countries, and I think that would just be devastating. I don't see how that could work out for humanity. I mean, but who knows? I feel like these politicians, they play geopolitics with our lives out here, and they really don't give a fuck at the end of the day. So you have to look out for yourself, but more so than anything, just I don't know. We have to like try to also not to let this shit like affect us in a way that'll like affect your everyday life and everything like that. So it's good to stay like educated on like certain topics and shit, but don't let the shit bog you down because it's it's a whole different black pill to have to swallow. So can you not please? So anyways, so what did you think about the video, Lynn?
I like them.
Yeah. What if there was a nuclear bomb dropped on like Houston? We'd be dead pretty much.
There
instantly.
is, because y'all eat hot dogs and that shit's nasty.
Wow.
And there's a nuclear bomb in y'all's stomach.
Oh God! Shots fired.
Shots issues. I'm sorry, y'all.
Fired.
I think that if there was a nuclear bomb dropped, I want it as far away as possible
We'd
from me.
We'd be dead
no
if it dropped on Houston.
Yeah, no offense to anybody else, but if it does drop on us, good luck.
Good luck. Good luck. Good luck, mates.
Bro, good luck to everybody else.
Good luck, God bless.
You feel me? Yeah.
I would hope that it's dropped on California. No, I'm just kidding. I don't want to say anything.
I
already said Washington State,
oh, yeah.
So fuck you guys. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't give a
Just if you're living in Portland or Seattle, I'm so sorry for you, and I hope that like if you're listening to this and you're one of those zombies, just get help, please, friend.
Like there's a lot of places that people need help. Like shit,
zombies are real, and they're gonna come with the apocalypse, which may or may not be happening right now.
What did we talk about? We haven't talked about zombies, right? Not really.
Well, the zombies are just kind of like with the apocalypse, right? Like, they're obviously not real, except for the homeless zombies that I see every day in my life.
Stupid.
So
I feel like zombies could be real. Like, I feel like if we were to get hit by a nuclear bomb or some shit and we didn't all die,
there's that possibility. Be some people with like skin falling off and like, like, literally like coming after you to eat your face.
I don't fucking know, but probably maybe like not even that, but like okay, maybe not zombie related, but like apocalypse related, like
all the lizard people, like Hillary Clinton would come and like be all weird and zombie like with their skin falling off. How gross.
What would y'all do if there were zombies? Like honestly.
Yeah, let us know in the comments section, guys. And I don't know. I think that
that's it.
Maybe we'll be back next week.
Maybe not.
So we love you, and
I don't.
Okay, bye.